Shock here. There's a sitcom that has crossed the Atlantic called Rules of Engagement, and although I like it, and try to watch it whenever I can, there is one episode that I can't bear. It's called Snoozin for a Bruisin and it's from season 4, and whenever it's on the box, I take steps to avoid it. That's because it brings up some very painful memories for me. In the episode, the main character Jeff, played by Patrick Warburton, accidentally gives his wife Audrey, played by Megan Price, a black eye. He was not being aggressive in any way. Indeed, he was half asleep at the time, and was actually trying to switch off the alarm. She goes to hospital to be checked, which I didn't really think was necessary as the best cure for a black eye is to put a raw steak on it. And happens to mention to the nurse that it was her husband who gave her the shiner. You can guess what happens next. The authorities are contacted and wheels are put in motion that are very hard to stop. Jeff is interviewed and tries to put the record straight, but his opinion counts for nothing because he is assumed to be a wife batterer. Audrey, who has a love-hate relationship with her husband, secretly rather likes him being put through the ringer, and she lets him suffer for a while before finally putting everything right again. It is worrying to see how the anti-domestic violence program can be triggered by something as small as a throwaway remark. I know that it's fiction, but there's many a true word spoken in jest, and this plotline is all too believable, especially for someone like me. When I was in the last year of high school, I was lucky enough to be one of the popular girls, and we formed a small clique as girls always do. We talked about the things that girls that age generally talk about: parties, makeup, having fun, and, of course, boys. One of my closest friends, in fact, I would call her my best friend, had a boyfriend whose name was also Jeff. I won't name her. Instead, I will call her Audrey, which wasn't, in fact, her name. It wasn't a co-ed school, so we only got to meet him when the bell for the end of school rang, but he seemed very pleasant, and he and Audrey were clearly very much in love. Ever since they started dating, Jeff was the only thing that Audrey could talk about, and she never missed an opportunity to tell us how wonderful he was. That was until the last 2 weeks of the semester, when she suddenly appeared at school in floods of tears. Jeff had left her for another girl. Of course, we all sympathized and told her that all men are pigs, that she was far too good for him and that he didn't deserve her. While some girls can be quite catty with each other, the members of our group, me included, all rallied round to support Audrey. However, a week or so later, I heard from someone else that Audrey had reported Jeff to the police for hitting her. She had marched into our local police station and made a report against him, claiming that he had been hitting her regularly for months. Of course, the police had been round to speak to Jeff. I didn't get many details, but I gathered he had been arrested and marched to a police car in handcuffs. I didn't know what to believe. Audrey and Jeff had been so lovey-dovey with each other that I found it difficult to believe that he had ever laid a finger on her. Trust me, if he had ever assaulted her, she would have told us. If something happens to a girl and she doesn't tell her group of friends about it, then it didn't really happen. But, up to the breakup, she had had nothing but loving praise for the boy. I suspected that it might be simply the girl trying to get back at her ex, and this was confirmed when, a week or so before school ended, Audrey approached me and asked me to go to the police with her as a witness to all the times Jeff had hit her. She wanted me to say that she had told me what a monster he was and showed me all the bruises on her body that he had inflicted. I refused point blank, and tried to get her to see that she was probably digging herself into a hole she couldn't get out of, but she was determined. I know for a fact that she approached at least 2 more of our friends after she had seen me. And then there was Jeff's mom who came round to our house a few days later in tears. Jeff was being charged with domestic violence, and she was desperately trying to find a single person who knew him who could act as a character witness. Of course, what I should have done is told her about what Audrey had asked me to do, but to my shame, to my eternal shame, I kept quiet. I kept my mouth shut and connived at the villainy of others, partly because I still considered Audrey to be a BFF and you don't split on your friends, but mainly because I simply didn't want to get involved. Fortunately, it was shortly after that I moved across the Atlantic to study at a British university, and my life has been mainly over here ever since. I don't know what happened to Jeff, but it can't have been anything good. Audrey and I never met or communicated afterwards, but my shameful behavior has stayed with me ever since, and every now and then, it makes me shudder when I remember it. It's also the reason I can never watch episode 2 of season 4 of Rules of Engagement ever again. Shock out.